Thank you so much for having me here. I think it's really, really an honor for me. You know, it's so funny because when she actually approached me to come make a speech, I was like, beauty and seminar, what is that? Beauty and health. How does that even relate to me? So I had to think about it. Like, I was like, you know what? It's quite interesting. It's the first time, but in my line of business, I give my trainings into anybody else actually. And to think about it, so I had to think about how do I make a speech that talks to the people in the beauty industry, okay? So I thought of what I'm going to talk about today in terms of customer loyalty. How do you build loyalty through customer service, okay? So thank you once again. So can you just, Helena, you're going to be now my technicality. Yeah, please, please go ahead. All right, so before we start, I'd like to ask you a question quickly. When you look at this number, what do you notice when you look at the sums below? Excuse me? It's what? It's increasing, okay? Anybody else? Yes, sir. Wrong answer. Which one? The third one. Anybody else notice the third one? Yes. Okay. So here's the interesting fact about life is that when you look at these numbers here, okay, this sum, there's 4 of them, 3 are correct. But when you point out what's wrong with it, you will automatically look at the wrong one. Automatically, you will think about it, you come into the place, you look at it, but what you want to say out is always the wrong one. You want to say this is wrong. We never say, oh, there are 3 that are correct and the one is wrong. It's always the other way around. Oh, there's a third one that is not right. Okay? But that's the perception of customer service a lot of times. A few years ago, a hotel was being built in Namibia, okay, in Windhoek, I mean, just close to, next to city of Windhoek. I'm not going to mention any name. And it was a buzz. This hotel is coming up. It's an international hotel. And when it finally opened, about 2 weeks later, I asked a friend of mine, so have you been there? And he said, yeah, I've been there. So how is it? How was the place? Bad customer service. That was the first perception. It was bad customer service. I was like, okay. Anything else? So what's nice about it? No, the interior is nice. You can see it's very beautiful. But here's the intriguing part. The first perception that the person got about that place to be able for them to air was how bad the service was. Instead of going into the place and say, yo, if you walk in there, there's a nice chandelier. The ladies look beautiful. They're all well dressed. The staff, the management come to you. The bad service is the one impact that the person had in mind. And this is what we're talking about today in terms of how do we then take the 1% of us looking at the good side, diverting it from the 99% of all of the people that always complain. Okay? All right, so please, next slide. So, okay. Now, a few years ago, not a few years ago, but in my life, I always had one haircut. Okay? It was either I was bald, throughout, even high school, I was always bald. Okay, next one, if I had bald, so that's how I looked for a very long time. That's the only look I know. The reason why that was is because my hair, look, you can see it starts here, so it's difficult to do any style on it. And I had a certain barber that I go to. Okay, next slide. So I had a certain barber that I go to every 3rd week. I will go to this barber. And he cuts my hair. He knows exactly what I want. I come to him and he says, Popieni. So he says, same style. He gives me the service. Very good service. I liked him. He liked me. He got my number. You know, when I come to him, he knows exactly what I wanted. But here's the funny thing. So about in March, I took my son for a haircut. Now he has a separate barber. Now, and when I took him there, my head was looking like that. So I went to him and I said, and then he cut my hair. My son's got a very beautiful head. You know, he's got this nice style. He always looks good. The gentleman that cut him looked at me and said, Popieni, let me cut your hair. I'm like, okay. Next slide. So, and I was like, yeah, sure, cut my hair. And then what he did is, so go back quickly. Just go back. Just go back. So what he did is, this gentleman, first of all, I told him, look, I usually just get bald. No. Let me not do that. Let me get you another style. So what this gentleman does is, number one, he cuts my hair. After he cuts my hair, he takes a blade out of a new pack, and then he trimmed me, which I've never had before. He started trimming me, and then what he does is he then takes foam, puts it into my hand, and then he takes me to the basin where he washes my hair. And boom, I come out looking like that. So I'm like, yo, this is different. Okay? There was something very different. And he, as he was there, I was like, okay, I went out, immediately took pictures, sent to my wife, and my kids, and they're like, yeah, my family is like, oh, you look nice, you look nice. Like, okay. The confidence started building. Then the next time I went back to him, said I wanted the same haircut. Okay, sorry, that's my son, and we took pictures after the haircut. So what happens is that, so I went back to him to just do the same cut because my hair has grown. And then he tells me, you know what, no, I want to give you a different haircut. I was like, what can be different in my head? No, my brother, there's this new haircut, I can give it to you. He's like, oh, no problem. So he does the same thing and he cuts my hair and I come out looking like, so next slide, like that, the mohawk that I have now. So he puts on a mohawk. So I'm thinking, listen, this is June. In July, I'm turning 40. So when I'm done, because he didn't tell me what I was going to do. So, but he gave me that haircut and I was like, okay, different. So again, I'm like, okay, this is something else. So I looked at it and I embraced it and I kept that on. People started telling me that, oh, you look different. That's nice. You have, there's a little shift about you, which I like. Now, let me bring you back to why I'm actually telling you this story. The first story, my first haircut, he gave me customer service. Remember, I paid $70. He cut my hair as I wanted him to do. Okay? The second one, he literally offered. He told me. He sold me a dream, and he showed me the dream. So there's a difference between those, and here's the funny thing, I paid the same price. So who would I then go to every time? Obviously this person here, which leads me to letting you understand that there's a difference between customer service and customer experience. Because we run back to customer experience more than we run back to customer service. Because customer service is very basic. I have money, you have water, I give you the money, you give me the water. That's a customer service, that's satisfactory. But the experience of you being able to tell me, sir, do you know that we also have Bonaqua, we have still sparkling, we also sell juice. It's a different aspect about it, okay? Now, my next slide. Now before we go on, let me quickly define to you, what is customer service, okay? Now, according to this, to study.com, customer service is the act of taking care of customers' needs by providing and delivering professional, helpful, high-quality service and assistance before, during, and after the customer's requirements are met. Okay? What you're doing is you're actually meeting the needs and desires of any customer. What's important about this is that understanding that you are you are delivering high-quality service before, during, and after. I'll talk to you more about how that is, how you can deliver that. Okay, right. Next slide. Now, remember I told you about the customer service and customer experience. So I'm going to explain to you now the difference. Okay. Now, please proceed. There is customer service and then customer experience. Now, slide again. Customer service is reactive. Reactive in a sense of you come to me, you want something, and I react towards what you are telling me. Whereas in experience, it's proactive. You come to me and I offer you more than what you want and I give you options. Okay? Service is you satisfy a basic need. You want it, I give it to you that time. Whereas in experience, I build loyalty. I make you become my brand ambassador. Because after I give you that, look at me, I'm here telling you about my Baba. Now you want to know who that Baba is before I meant. You understand? Now I am automatically that person's brand ambassador. Okay? Service is fast. It's affordable and it's on point, to the point. Whereas in experience, it's VIP treatment. Remember the story of the guy putting foam on me? I didn't ask for it. But he felt like this is my customer. And I do this to all of my customers. He put foam on my face. He washes my hair. He even advised me, listen, just try and put on, this type of lotion, this type of Vaseline in your head. And then he even tells you, listen, come back again. Do it after 2 weeks. You'll be okay. Started telling me, yeah, this style, you're going to eat the nonas. I'm like, no, he actually said, you're going to eat the children. So what do you mean? Eat the nonas. I say, I'm married. Anyways, yeah. So servers, they wait for you to come. That's it. You stand there, you open up your salon and you wait for customers. That's it. Whereas in experience, they remind you and call you for appointments. Okay? And then next one is, service is like going to KFC. The tellers behind, they know you want chicken. You just have to tell them what chicken. They won't even tell you, by the way, you've been coming here a lot and you're always eating streetwise too. Don't you want to try the twister? No. They sit there and say, sir, what do you want? Well, as an experience, it's like going to Kapana. Let me explain that to you. When you go to Kapana, as you step out, if all those sellers, when they see you, they start calling you. Sir, tester. And sometimes you even get confused which one. And say, tester. And then they even start, usually they used to cut one piece. Now they even cut 2 pieces. Test. As you test, and they even start telling you, we have liver here, my brother. You have liver. You have what? This is goat meat. He gives you that, he's sort of enticing you on what else you want to buy. And as you buy, say, how much do you want? $20. Okay, tell you what, my brother. This for 50, all yours. For 50, all yours. Yeah? I even add. Do you understand? There's an experience when you're going to Kapana than going to a KFC, for example. Okay? So, service is about holding on to that certain person. It's an agreement. You come, I give you what you want as I'm holding you. And then the experience is a relationship. It's a partnership. You shake that person and say, thank you, man. I'm going to come back again. Okay? So do you see the difference in terms of service and experience? Now, imagine now in the salon industry, in the beauty industry, and you literally are you have to decide yourself, are you to the left or to the right? Do you offer customer service or do you offer customer experience? Okay? So knowing the difference of how do we create, and I think you mentioned it clearly in terms of when I asked that question and saying what's lacking in Namibia. I don't think customer service is lacking. What's lacking is how do we entice our people to become experience providers? You can work anywhere. You can be a nurse. Even just being a nurse, going into the nurse and coming out of Katutura Hospital and remembering Sister Matilda. Oh, that Sister Matilda helped me. She gave you a certain experience. Okay? We have to find a way as a country to understand how do we entice ourselves to become service providers so people can come back all the time. Okay, the next slide. So with that, I want to tell you quickly, as human beings, okay, there's 5 basic needs of a customer. Okay, 5 customer basic needs. And the number one, as a customer, slide again, is that you want, before you buy anything, you want to know if it's accessible to you. How do you become accessible? Is there marketing? Is this person on social media? Are there flyers? Do people talk about them? Okay? So it's important that as we sing, I need to understand what I want. Is it accessible to me? The second thing that I want to know is it's affordable. Next click. Affordability is very important. Now remember, affordability has nothing to do with anything being expensive. If you go to MNZ and you look at a car and you want to buy one, and you realize that you can't afford it, it's not that it's expensive. It's because you can't afford it. Please understand that part. It's not that it's expensive. It's because you can't afford it. So before you go and buy anything, you want to know, can I afford it? What is my affordability? What is my net profit? What is my scale of how much I'm willing to spend? Okay? all those companies, look to a Lamborghini, they'll tell you, my friend, no, we're not expensive. Because Mr. Bloom was here yesterday and he paid for it and he gave me cash. He didn't come back and say you were too cheap. So affordability is what we look at before we go out. When you go out of the house and say, listen, I'm going to town and I'm going to buy myself a blouse, you already have a budget on how much you want. But you know already where you must go because of the accessibility of the marketing. So you go directly to that because you can afford it. Okay? The third one is that you want friendliness. Okay? If you look at that picture, for example, the one to the left, okay, my right, will tell you, oh my God, welcome, welcome. The other one goes, oh my God, look at your hair. Let me fix that hair. Do you get it? So that picture already, sorry, I love this picture. It just gives you that, going into a salon, for example, and somebody gives you that expression, it's like, oh, let me fix your hair. You have to have people that are friendly, that are smiling, that remember your name, that remember you were here before. Helena, hi, welcome. Oh, man, what did you do to your hair? Were you in the north again? Okay, so friendliness is what we want. Every customer, everywhere you go, even if you're going to buy water by a meme that's selling on the side, you want her to say, hi, would you like something? And then say, what do you want? Friendliness, the smiling aspect of it. There's an impact of a smile that is so great that it influences, it changes your life. It changes your aspect of that specific life when you go on. When somebody just smiles at you, there's just a different diversity that happens in your mind. Oh, sorry, the diversity, but a change of shift of mind when somebody smiles with you, especially when you're looking for service. You want fast. Now, fast does not mean that I'm going to get my hair done that I know it's 2 hours and they do it for 30 minutes. Fast means I'm able to tell you, your hair will take this long to be made. Sir, thank you for ordering your food. It's going to take you 15 minutes for us to prepare food. Can you please hold on? Sir, the food is ready. Would you like another drink? The fastness is not necessarily that you're doing it. The fastness is how constantly are you talking to the person? Are you engaging? And does the person have a perception of, when I go into this store, this is how long it's going to take for me? Okay? And the last one is about quality. We all want quality. Now, quality is defined by time and money. Time means that how long, if I'm buying this leather jacket, how long do I have it for? If you are the seller, I can tell you, sir, buy this leather jacket. It's going to last you at least for 10 years if you wait once a month. Understanding how long that will take gives it to you. Money is you understanding, okay, if something goes wrong, can I come back again? Is it a money back guarantee or is it a complete? Quality is defined by how you keep things. You can buy something from Chinatown and keep it for a very long time based on how much time you use it and how much money you spend on in terms of, do you get it back or do you have to patch it up a little bit, for example? Okay? It's too fast, but it's fine. So how do you then build customer loyalty? Okay? Number one is understand that as a service provider, you are a problem solver. If you sell food, you are solving hunger. Okay? If you're selling hair, you're serving somebody's beauty, somebody's going to a function, you are the problem solver. Okay? Second one is that to be built, you need to be interesting and interested. This was taken from a friend of mine, Dr. Mohammed Shahu, who presented on networking. Now, he says in terms of interesting is that people must find something about you that they want, that pulls them towards you. Do you know what you're selling? Can you actually define what you're selling? How interesting are you? Okay? And then be interested in people. Be interested in the product that you're selling. Be interested in how it makes them feel at the end of the day. Okay? So be interesting and interested is a very, very key point that I need you to understand, to note. Okay? And then, as mentioned in the previous one, be a proactive service provider. Don't be a reactive. Don't open a shop and say, okay, hey, we're open. Okay. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You're sitting there. You know, imagine you are an office administrator. You like for example, like your type of business. You say you're only 3, for example. You open business, bam, everybody's got their table, that's it. No one is marketing, no one is going out, no one is taking out flyers. You have to be a proactive. How do you go out and market yourself accordingly? Okay? And then you need to be more engaging. Keep a client list with names, numbers, emails, birthdays. Send birthdays messages. Okay? Call that client that hasn't been there for a while. Hey, how you doing? Listen, I'm calling here from Let's Work Salon and Hair. You haven't had your haircut in 3 months, man. What's going on? Are you okay? I say, no, I've been busy. Okay, no problem. Listen, can I schedule you for an appointment? Understand? It happens, but it doesn't happen all often. Okay? Be that person. Be more engaging. Other good thing is that ask for recommendations. You now serve this client in your industry. Says, listen, do you know any more people? Give me 3 people. I'll give you a discount on your next one. Just give me 3 people. Give me their numbers. I'll do the talking. Ask for the recommendations, because if I'm coming there, I have a whole network behind me. Okay. And then the last one, ask for feedback. Feedback is a gift. That is something I think most of us don't really take in, because we take feedback. When we get negative feedback, we plunge and then we start thinking, who are you to tell me? Yeah. You understand? Be able to say, listen, give me feedback. How was my presentation today? No, I don't like the haircut. I think you should have buttoned up your shirt, for example. It's important that you get that, because it helps you build yourself. So, in a nutshell, this ones here will help you build your customer base and how to become loyal, and then also allow them to come back once in a while. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was my presentation. It's very, very short. By the way, I work for Let's Work Commercial Group, my company. This is what we do in terms of service. We offer sales skills training, interview skills, CV preparations, customer service, team building, coaching, recruitment, performance management, leadership. I think I have some business cards. You might also take it. Use that through networking. You never know who some of your friends or your family members might need any of these services. But thank you very much. I'm going to take some questions now, if there's any, or comments, or feedback. Yes. Yes.
What you have said
yes.
is so amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really what is the key to beauty. And you need to service not the need but the want.
Yes.
The client will say, I need this, but you should actually think about what they actually want. And I'm just very grateful that you have said it. Because if you think about we that are coming from China, which America, it's like we were so fed up of giving out flyers and having to call clients. So if you were in a day that you only had 3 clients, your manager would have pushed you out the door, go stand on the deck, and go ask, hey,
wow.
You want a foot rub? Hey, the thing is, what makes a therapist different from the next one is that service or that experience.
Yeah.
And always thinking about, what can I do more?
Yeah.
What does this person need? Because as a therapist, you don't only give the service, but you become that person's best friend. Yeah. You become that person's counselor.
Guidance.
You become that person's load off.
Yeah.
Because when you go into a treatment room and you sit there and you had a bad day, how that person treats you and how you can let out at that person will make that person key to you. Yeah. And this is just amazing. And I hope that each and every one that is here will take something of what you've said and just go put it into their businesses. And they will definitely have a prosper in their business. But it also needs to come with product knowledge and client knowledge. Yeah. Because if you don't think of your client and the knowledge of who your client is, what is your client's face shape, and what will benefit them or suit them. If you don't have that knowledge, you won't be able to give that service or that experience, and then you will just be a reactive therapist. So, thank you very much.
Pleasure. No, it's funny enough. There's something that I've I was at a seminar recently, and there's something that I've learned that I've picked up a habit that I'm trying to learn now. That every interaction that you get in terms of when there's a lot of people, at least get to know 3 people.
Yes.
Just 3 people. So, hi, how are you? What's your name? Get your name. Then understand, also repeat the name. So there's another thing that we also don't do is that when we get introduced to someone and you get introduced and then the person tells you the name, it's very easy to forget that name.
Yes.
And there's a practice on how to remember that. Like somebody says, hi, my name is Popieni. When she says, hi, my name is Popieni, you go back, hi, Popieni, how are you? Hey, Helena, have you met Popieni? You introduce them. You would have said the name 3 times, and already it automatically do that. And then also understanding what does a person do. We never know. But thank you for sharing. Any more questions? I'll proceed. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Really, Helena, thank you for inviting me. I think this is a very, very great thing, and I think you can do so much more. There's funny enough, as I'm sitting here, I'm just thinking of people that I know that could have been here. That I think this type of seminars, you shouldn't stop. Please proceed with it and do another one very soon. Get more people interactive. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.